Hey, Ollie here. Today we're relaunching Context Link. First, the quick version, Context Link used to be a way to ask your business questions and get context, and it still does that, but now it's something bigger, a live view of your whole business that you can talk to and see from every angle, built from real business context, plus recurring AI deep research. Let me show you. I am using pre-product as the test business here. So this is an app for Shopify e-commerce stores. I've just gone through a little onboarding wizard. Do I want to add this to my home screen? Yep. So you get your company logo and just a little link down the bottom. Cool. So Context Link is now in the dock of my Mac or iPhone or Windows machine, and we can start using it. So let me show you some of the stuff that we already had before, but which is also very helpful. So we have this idea of the Oracle, which is an amalgamation of all of the context you've connected. So in this case, what have we got? We've got website, we've got docs, we've got email support inbox, Google Drive, as well as a couple of other things. So we can talk to all of that context and ask things like, what automations do we offer Shopify stores? And yep, so it's making sure it pulls exactly from the right files from all 1,550. And what have we got? We offer automations via Shopify Flow and our own automation features. And the great thing about this is there's citations, so we can check on all of this. It's pulled from a couple different ones there, and we click here, we can see that's a article. Great. So that is questions, and you can also get context as well. So if you're writing a blog post or outlining a YouTube video, get context gives you much more text and background information, which is a bit more helpful there. So that's what we had before, asking questions, and you can do that from Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini. The more exciting stuff is up here, so lenses. And we're going to be adding new lenses as we go on and build the product. But right now we're launching with 5. So we've got positioning, so a living self-portrait of how the product positions today, narrative, USPs, key offerings, your features. That's really great for just seeing not only the position of your business, but also how the internet and the AIs see your business. So you can see, am I happy with this positioning? And if not, we've got some features to help you move that position, all based on this very context-rich base. Competitors, that's another really helpful one. So we can do kind of Gartner-style magic quadrant mapping, as well as pricing comparisons, feature comparisons, all that kind of stuff. So first time we click Create Lens, you'll get this screen because this is slow work. This is like 10 to 20 minutes of open AI, in this case, putting together a big deep research report based on the positioning brief we've given it. And then once we've got that report, we'll feed in snapshots for each of the different areas along with your context, and that's how we can get a result which isn't AI slop, it's actually something valuable. Let's also add competitors. Oh, yep, so because I'm on a free trial, you only get 1 lens, but I'll upgrade now, and then we'll start getting a couple more of these lenses off. It looks like our positioning lens has finished generating, so let's have a look. We always, with all of our lenses, we get a big statement up here, which is the headline. So pre-product positions itself as a next-gen Shopify pre-order system for growing brands that need flexible payment, checkout, and fulfillment control. And then we've got these spectrums here, so we're positioned a bit more towards the kind of small, medium business as opposed to enterprise. We're more niche, specific e-commerce platform, pre-orders, pretty niche. Self-serve, yeah, we don't have a sales motion. And yeah, we do try and get more on the power feature side. So that's all the spectrums, and that's helpful to make sure that you're being presented the way that you'd like to, and if not, you can do things to change that. Then here we've got USP, so point of focus. So that's It's almost a less blunt version of one on the left. It's what you're known for, differentiators, and what makes you different to the competition. Then down here we've got our key offerings, so each of our plans, that's all correct, yep. And then we've got target customer segments, so ICPs, and we can see here small Shopify merchants, SMB Shopify brands, and mid-large Shopify brands, as well as e-com operators. Now, that's great, but we want to make sure we can actually trust it, and if we can't trust it, we at least want to know where it's coming from. So that's what this is all about up here. So we can see that 28% of the evidence used was from deep research runs, and the rest was coming from our connections. So we got some from our websites and from our private Notion, and you can click on a specific quadrant to see all the context that it's using there, all the evidence I should say, or you can choose a specific citation. So for example, why do they think we're going with solo small Shopify merchants? Because we are positioned a little bit higher than that ideally. And we can see that's coming from a deep research, so that's what the AIs think about us. So independently owned Shopify stores, launching new products. Okay, yeah, because we do talk about launching new products, which I guess is, yeah, could appeal to that market. And then it's also talking about our growth plan, saying that's quite a low price. So that's interesting. So that is the positioning lens, so just one of the four that we offer. And I'm going to say I'd like us to position more towards the mid and upper market, less so solo small Shopify merchants. Yeah. So this is reaching out to AIs underneath the scene, and it's briefing it with all this context here, like why this result is the way it is, and then showing it the goal that we'd want. So yeah, I'd like us to position more towards mid and upper market, and then it's just showing you these suggestions. So these should be very informed and much more astute than if you were just going to type this into a new ChatGPT window. So elevate fulfillment and overselling controls and messaging. Yep, that makes sense. The kind of big stores, they need to make sure they can trust that their process isn't going to go haywire when they offer pre-orders. Make scale and scale plus the primary conversion paths. Create mid-market launch and demand use cases. Rewrite the headline narrative around operational control. Publish a clear scale plus enterprise page. So not AI slop at all, actually thoughtful, actionable actions that we can look to implement. So that's positioning. Let's look at a couple of the other lenses now. Okay, so competitors has just finished syncing, got 93 pieces of evidence. The current competitive set is led by Essent, Magical, Webcall and Purple Dot, with Essent standing out as the broadest and fastest moving threat. And down here we have the kind of magic quadrant style thing. So we've got leaders, visionaries, challengers, followers, and then pre-product here. And then market positions, we've got, so we've got, these mean a lot to me, but probably not to you unless you're in the e-commerce space. But we've got the top three kind of competitors, then we've got others down here, and we've got a piece of cited evidence telling us why that's been positioned where it has. Then share of mention, this is an interesting one, just how much impact are these companies making in the kind of ecosystem. SM, biggest, and then we've got a couple down here. Purple Dot, they've got venture funding. Times Act, they've been around almost since the beginning of Shopify, so they're a very big app. That all makes sense. Then pricing comparison, this is a very interesting one. It's the kind of thing you can get all this information easily enough, but to have it always live and down here for you to just have a glance at is really handy. So where's that Essent one they were talking about? Yeah, they've broken down how they've got these much cheaper tiers than us. For example, we've got $259, whereas they're as low as $9 a month. And then down here as well, got the other competitors. And then threat heat map. This is a little bit more of a novel quadrant. So go to market velocity. Web call pre-order, which I'm not even familiar with, is moving very fast by the looks of it. Feature parity, high. Again, this Essent pre-order app that the report seems to like. The others are all medium. Then we've got price pressure, which is an interesting one because if we're going after different parts of the market, it's not quite an apples to apples comparison. And then ICP overlap, seems to think we pretty much all are going over after similar people. Again, you can respond to this, so you can differentiate from our closest competitor, react to a recent launch. Then it's all up here with citations. The other one, which we probably won't have time to go into today, but I really like, there's two more. There's business activity, which is just which parts of your connections have been worked on, like new web pages, new Notion docs, file uploads, all that stuff. It's about what you'd expect. Marketing channels is a very interesting one. A little bit like competitors, but it shows you where you're making an impact, where your resources are, and more interestingly, it shows you a low-hanging fruit channels you could potentially go after. So this is Context Link. It's meant to be a digital live version of your business. You can talk to it, you can see it. Yes, I hope that's helpful. We're really excited about it, and we're looking forward to refining these lenses and adding new ones as we go. I think there's lots more we can do which would be helpful to business owners. Cheers.